So greetings, yoga yoga. Hi, Elisa. We're gonna start all over, but not really. Good evening, RH6093. She said that she had watched the case of Andrine and Andre. So let me see if I can just recap. That's too much to recap. But Andrine and Andre, that was the Jamaican couple. Um, he hated her. Demeta, greetings. He hated her. Andrine, um, this is bad. This is bad. I'm gonna do the voiceover. I'm gonna do the voiceover. I'm gonna chop this live up. And I'll do the voiceover for the hour before. It might just be fast or whatever, but I'll fix it. So you all didn't hear anything about Janaea and Rob and um even J. Bellamy Moody, right? So let me just say this. Oh man. Okay. So I did speak to I did speak to J. Bellamy Moody. I did speak to the woman. I spoke to her, um, Miss, what's her name? Joyce Bellamy. I did speak to her, and she did tell me that she was aware of. She didn't invest, but she was aware of the agreement. She did sign the agreement, but she did say that. Let me just go to this. She did say that. Let me share the screen. She did say that she never invested. She never invested into LEAP, a League of African Patriots. She'd never invested, but she did sign the agreement. Now, she said she had a hard year last year, so she's not giving anyone any money. That's what she said. But I told her what it looks like is Quasi didn't necessarily want to, he just wanted to use her name. Just like when he first met me, he threw out Juliet Ryan. I didn't even know who Juliet was. So, Miss Moody said, I updated her on the case. I updated her on how Quasi was accepting Invest Relocate Africa and Art Kathy Hill's money, investment money into his tax business bank account. I told her about my lawsuit. I told her about the audit. And I saw that on Facebook she has 144,000 subscribers. So I'm at followers. So what happens is I told her this is the same thing that Quasi did with Art Kathy. If you have a huge following, then great. Let me, he's trying to sell her a dollar in a dream, but let's be honest about this. This is TDA land. T as in Tom, D as in dog, A as in apple land. Okay. So even with this, even seeing this, there's no way that Quasi Boyd, as an American, will be able to build on the land that's close to the water. That is TDA land, right? So I told her all of this is AI. All of this is AI. I said, and I told her, she said, is there money to be made in the Gambia? Yes, if you want to live there. But will you go through a lot of nonsense and stress? Yes. Would it be worth it? Who knows? Wasn't worth it for me. Can't speak for anyone else. But I said to her, ma'am, you have to be aware, because if you look at this, going to the continent the first time, I don't think that many of us really understood. Myself, I'm going to speak for myself. I didn't really understand what was going on in the Gambia until I had to fend for myself. That's when I really knew what was happening. You're going to, when you're trying to build, when you're trying to do a business, you're going to deal with people that don't want to work. You hire them. Yes, I work. Once they get that first paycheck or whatever, get that first salary, you give them, say they just get it. $1,000 you're not going to see them for a couple days because they going and partying. Now, Gambians have told me that as long as Gambians have something to eat and somewhere to lay, I'm not even saying a roof over their head, somewhere to lay, a floor to lay on, they're okay. They just want to live and smoke weed and chill. And I'm like, well, no country is going to move forward if that's what is going on here. But that's what they told me. They're comfortable with that. And the work ethic shows that. The work ethic with many shows that. So, um, I don't know why black people always want to turn scammers into angels after they die. Those needs, those knees, Negroes need to grow. Those knees need to grow. That's what I want to say. Those knees, your kneecaps, need to grow. I just had to say that for the scammers because I don't understand. Like, people are really just like, oh well, they were an angel. But when all these black people are hypocrites, because were they saying the same thing with Charlie Kirk? I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was, right? I didn't know who he was until I saw the murder, whatever, whatever. And I'm like, oh God. Now, people were saying, well, that doesn't take away from who he was and what he said as a person, when he was alive. And I look at that as the same way as Art Cathy. So the fact that some of these YouTubers are trying to sanctify and angelify Art Cathy, I'm like, we are some delusional ass people. Some of us are straight up delusional. We are some delusional people to think that we can change someone that scammed people, cursed people out, treated people bad into an angel. Someone sent me, I guess Uganda's whatever, his thing, and they said, "Oh, he said your name," and I was like, "Okay, I'll go back and I'm not gonna go and look at the video. I'm not, because when I see the thumbnail and you got, oh, like she's an angel, get the f out of here, ninja. Get the fuck out of here." Black people are always trying to change someone after they die. No, let their work speak for itself. Okay, greetings, Saint. So let's get into this. I'm gonna have to, like I said, y'all, I never added myself to the stage, so the whole hour was just videos, and you mean I wasn't talking at all. So the tonight is called Friday Night Frights, right? It's Friday Night Frights. I never even put this on. Just don't really pay too much attention to this video because I haven't been on YouTube this way alive in a while. I haven't been on in a while. But this is Friday Night Frights. They you to death. Girl, when are you going to learn how to type? They hate you to death. So unfortunately, I didn't add my voice to the to the stage, so you didn't hear anything I said, but we covered Janaea and Rob. I'm gonna save this video. I'm gonna go back and put some voice to it, and then I will go ahead and upload it. I might have to upload it in like in like 3 or 4 segments, but we're gonna see. Okay, but we covered Janaea and Rob, and the title of this is they hate you to death. Show it. They hate you to death, right? And we talked about Janaea and Rob, and I had put up a video. And some of these videos, like, I'm gonna put these in, but if I use these videos, I have to talk over them. If not, they're gonna be copywritten. But Janaea unalived Rob unalived Janaea, his estranged wife, and her brother. And it was all caught on CCTV footage in Columbus, Ohio. So I don't know what's going on in Ohio, but I know I got a stalker from Ohio. So Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I don't know what's in the water in Ohio, but yeah, in broad daylight at lunchtime, Rob unalived Janaea. So I will go back to that. I also talked about, like I said, the J. Bellamy Moody, and that she is now aware of what Quasi Boyd has done, and it has her name on there. And she said, oh, I remember this, I remember signing it, right? But she also says she remembers the videos of Quasi. But this is why when people say you need to stop talking about this, let it go, blah blah blah, for what? Did he just not approach this woman? She said months ago she talked to him and she signed the agreement. So she, when I told her about my lawsuit and how he tried to, unalive the Tubac man and bust him upside his head, she didn't know any of this. I said, this man has been arrested how many times in the Gambia, ma'am? He sent, and I told her, I said, he is taking money in from a fraudulent real estate scam into his tax business bank account as tax evasion. Does the IRS know that this man then took in 6 figures? Jesus, those are the ones that'll lock you up. The IRS, them alphabet boys will lock your ass up quick, fast, and in a hurry. So I told her, she was like, wow, is there money to be made in the Gambia? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, if you live there, if you don't live there, I don't suggest you do business, because every last person from Rooted in Royalty to the dude that I met in the Gambia, they start these businesses. One started with a taxi business, and the dude was supposed to pay him for the taxi. The dude was making payments. The dude stopped making payments and then started talking crap. Mind you, the American bought the car. So the work ethic in the Gambia is not up to par, and it will stress you out. So if you live there and you want to make money, great. You get to stay, you get to deal with them Gambians every day. The work ethics, whether they come to work, they do the job, they on their phone, they laying down taking a nap, they under the tree. What you deal with that. You deal with that. Stressed out, you deal with that. I don't want any parts of that. But so that's that. But the last thing I want to talk about is Miss Tiger Booty. Okay? I don't know if y'all remember. Let's turn this down. I don't know if you all remember or if you all saw K&K Squad's video in regards to Tiger Booty. Don't know if you saw that. But let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see. So I'm going to pull up a few pictures. Now, K&K Squad did she did a video, and in the video she talked about a few things. But wait, let me pull up the screen first of what she was talking about, because this was a hot mess. But I can say that girlfriend confirmed a lot of the things that I already knew. Is this it? Yes, here it is. So, she confirmed quite a bit of things that I've been saying, right? Wait, where is it at? Okay. No, we need complete silence for this.
About Ghana. I know when something don't sound right and something don't feel right. Now I know our Kathy was going through her little stuff supposedly. Okay, allegedly she had cancer.
Mm.
However, when I spoke with our Kathy, I think it was back in August of last year, I called just to check on her, and she said she wasn't.
Y'all peep, she said allegedly, right? Okay.
Allegedly, she had cancer. However, when I spoke with our Kathy, I think it was back in August of last year, I called just to check on her, and she said she wasn't dealing with it no more. Everything was okay. She was going back to work. She was going to get her stuff together. Now, I do know that she did post again and said that it wasn't cancer, and that she got a second opinion, third, fourth, fifth opinion, and that they saying that it might not have been cancer, it was something else. And then she posted again, said she didn't even almost make it to her birthday because she was in hospice and palliative care. Okay, all that. I do know that our Kathy was scamming. I know she was getting her money, like most
Hold
of
up.
these content creators.
Hold
We're gonna keep
up. Hold up.
all that. I do know that our Kathy was scamming. I know
Let me
she
run
was
it
getting
back one more
a big
time.
cancer, it was something.
I want to do it like if y'all ever look at Funk Master Flex. Let me run that back. Funk Master Flex never let a whole record play, but I need to run that back again. Say that again, K&K Squad.
Else, and then she posted again, said she didn't even almost make it to her birthday because she was in hospice and palliative care. Okay, all that. I do know that our Kathy was scamming. I know she was getting her money, like
Do charge. Yeah. So she knows that she was in Ghana. So she knew. How did she know our Kathy was scamming? Well, let's talk about that.
Most of these content creators, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna wait. I do know that our Kathy was scamming. I know she was getting her money. Like most of these content creators, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna wake this shit up because y'all know I did not come to play.
Wake it
I
up.
came to slay. So I tells the truth and I keep it really the real deal holy feel. And you busters and suckers know how I feel. Okay. So we not about to sit here and sugarcoat shit because I ain't Willy Wonka.
Okay.
We do know majority of content creators scam. They
Mm,
use their platform for to build a following. When they
mm,
build a following, they use their following to turn them into dollar signs. We
okay.
get it, okay? Their platform,
She
okay.
said that we know. Woo, Jesus.
Slay. I came to slay. So
Let me just run that back one
know that she
more
did post again and
time.
said that that it wasn't cancer and that she got a second opinion, third, fourth, fifth opinion, and that they saying that it might not have been cancer, it was something else. And then she posted again, said she didn't even almost make it to her birthday because she was in hospice and palliative care. Okay, all that. I do know that our Kathy was scamming. I know she was getting her money. Like most of these content creators, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna wake this shit up because y'all know I did not come to play. I came to slay. So I tells the truth and I keep it really the real deal holy feel. And you busters and suckers know how I feel. Okay. So we not about to sit here and sugarcoat shit because I ain't Willy Wonka. We do know majority of content creators scam. They use their platform for to build a following. When they build a following, they use their following to turn them into dollar signs. We get it, okay? So if you got a huge platform, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have a lot of people giving to you, a lot of
Mm,
people willing to give to you. I seen that when I moved to Ghana and I was complaining and I was on it.
okay. So let me go back to this. Let me go back to my screen. Wait. So sis said, I know our Kathy was scamming. That's what she said. I know our Kathy was scamming. But people act like I've been sitting here lying for all these damn years. Now, how do we know our Kathy was scamming? Well, let's see if we can pull this up. Hmm. Can I pull this up? Let me see if I can let me download it and then see if I can pull this up. Because honey child, this is what um Jesus, take the wheel in the whole car. I don't understand this. I don't understand people. Okay, let's edit this. Okay. So that's why when I see big YouTubers talking this nonsense, oh, she died of colon cancer. Well, how do you know that? Because I know that I was told something different. Now, did Uganda speak to Yoga? Did he speak to Art Kathy's husband? Did he speak to Kojo? Isn't that the dude that our Kathy was with? Did he speak to any of those people to say, "Oh, she died of colon cancer," or are they sitting there believing the same nonsense that our Kathy has told us so many times? Right? Who knows what she died of? But I think I will believe Yoga and her child's father than anyone else. I mean, someone contacted me. Ooh, do I have those? Let's pull those up. Someone contacted me and sent me this. Well, sweet baby Jesus, let's make this bigger. Okay. So this was under Aunt Kathy's important updates, no chemo, no surgery, full colon cancer. All I'm gonna say is I ain't playing with God like that. I ain't playing with God like that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I have something if I don't have it, not any scamming. But K Squad was in the Gambia and out of her own, I mean in Ghana and out of her own mouth, she confirmed, well, we know our Kathy was scamming. Be- mm. Okay, let's get to this. So someone says, "My hat is off to you. To God be the glory." She be finessing people. They like, "Oh my God, she's loved by many and hated by whatever." It's like, well, yes, she was hated by me because I was scammed out of my money. So yes, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm okay with the money that I lost. I pray that she rests in peace, that she is no longer in turmoil, right? Because people saying, "Oh, I spoke to her family." What, the same family members that contacted me that said, "Art, thank you for saving my mother because Art is this and my mother's gullible"? Please. Is this the same brother that Art kept? We don't know if it's true, but we know that V came and picked up Art Kathy, right? And made sure she was to safety because Art Kathy said that her family members were her brother attacked her. I still got the video. I just didn't do it, you know? But this says, "Is there anyone in Get the F Out of America Art hasn't slept with?" Well, who? This is what was sent to me. This was like months ago. I have to double check when it came in. But this was sent to me, and I didn't know because it didn't come up as a paperclip. It was in literally in the body of the video. I mean of the email, right? So then we have it says the GoFundMe is a scam. Art is a witch. Now, what y'all don't know is, uh, well, that is, I mean, wasn't that what Shrek was saying with uh everybody from Shrek's page was saying with Anja Africa? Well, we need to see the body. We need did she ever say we need to see the body when she was talking about our Kathy, you all? Did Shrek ever say we need to see the body? Or was that just for Anja Africa? Because people that have good hearts and not don't have dark hearts like these people over there, that we were actually trying to help this woman, in spite of her having a mental health breakdown, in spite of her not having money, in spite of everything that was going on with her, we still were going to try to help her get back here. But what I'm going to say is all these people that are dying are attached to a damn bump stuff. Did you hear me? All of these people that are dying mysteriously were attached to a bumster, including our Kathy. So let's leave that there. But has anyone asked? Have they seen the body? Anyone seen the body? Blah blah blah. The way they did with Anja Africa, it's worth asking the question, right? They're not asking that. I don't understand that, but they should be asking, like, "Hey, has anyone seen the body?" I mean, that's the same thing. Some YouTubers, they are saying the Gambian court said Art and Kwesi was not scamming. But some YouTubers will say a lot of things when they are dealing with black man worship. Number one, number two, when it's easier to okay. So when you're dealing with black man worship, yes, but how can a YouTuber? Because I don't think that there are any other YouTubers out there that were scammed like me. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are there any other YouTubers that are saying that they were saying the Gambian court said Art and Kwesi was not scamming? When did the Gambian court say that? Because Art Kathy left. So how can the Gambian court say that Art and Kwesi wasn't scamming? We haven't been in front of the judge. So the person that's saying that, number one, were they an investor? Absolutely not. Probably not. No. And what lawsuit did they see? People will talk out of their behinds. But I got the audit. And if I didn't have an active case going on, I would go through each and every bank statement. But if you want to see it, just go to my page and go to the search, Travel with Tay, follow the money. And it's two of them. I think it's two of those videos. And when I'm breaking down, now, yes, they're older. People weren't really listening then, right? They didn't really understand. But how can a YouTuber that's not an investor know anything that I know? It's easy to say Art and Kwesi wasn't scamming. Then where is the almost $42,000 then? Where is it? But didn't King K Squad just say Art was scamming? That's what she said. She was in, I will believe her more than I believe a YouTuber that's not in the country of Ghana. Because if how can the court say that Art and Quasi wasn't scamming when Art left the country before anything really came to fruition with the courts? The people just be talking. These people just be talking. The people that are talking never even had 16,000 in their bank account. Look at the people that are talking. Do they have any other content but talking about other people? They may be right in some things, but they damn sure not right with what happened in the Gambia. And then you got to think about the person that's talking and how sexy I was 5 years ago. God damn, I didn't know y'all. No wonder why. Now, if you really think about it, now why in the hell would Quasi say, "Oh, she paying Quasi and Shrek? Oh, she paying people to sleep with her." And then I'm paying the police and P to take care of me. Am I poor and I don't have any money to pay people, or am I out there tricking? Why would I be tricking with bumpsters? You just listen to the rhetoric and the nonsense that people talk about, and you will see this person is unstable and crazy. What are they talking about? They live in Ohio. Didn't we just see what happened in Ohio in the streets? Pow, pow, pow. I don't know. I leave these people to themselves, because if you weren't an investor and you're just a YouTuber, you are doing what? Wait, where is she for her to say it again? Let me get back to it. Hmm. If you are you are a content creator. Let me run it back. August. Okay. Now you heard that. She said, I know that Art Kathy was scamming. She was getting her money, right? Okay, now let's keep going. Okay, so like she said, like most of these content creators. So, what I'm seeing is how many people actually um are out here wanting to tell the truth, or are they chasing that YouTube money? Because my little struggling channel, they like, oh, look at your little struggling channel. But my little struggling channel, I'm telling the truth. How many of these other people make so much YouTube money that the truth has gone out the window? They just want to talk about what I think and I feel, and in my heart, this word means this. Now we're changing definitions. We're changing the truth is the truth is the truth. And I can't wait until I have my day in court. But with both of them, not just Quasi. Because if Shrek wants to say, oh, she was bringing these dudes in and out, she's doing this, then prove it, ma'am. Because you said it, so you have to prove it. If not, it's mother effing defamation. Prove it. But she's just sitting there with Quasi, right? And sitting there in the video, people that don't have any self-esteem is going to black man worship. What's the dude's name? Something everlasting John. I don't know his name, but he made a video talking about Shrek, right? And he said that she's the type of person that, a person can say whatever negative, you fat, you ugly, you stink, you this, and she's gonna take it. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on in Jesus Christ's land? Right? I'm not taking that. So it was disrespectful when Shrek asked, have you anybody seen the body? Because she was saying that with Shrek was saying that with Anja Africa. Her and her minions that are couch potatoes, and this is all they do is spread hate. Can you imagine what they look like? Can you imagine their self-esteem and how they feel on the inside? This is why I show you all. I'm going to work out. I'm going to release all of this negative energy that I met with these horrible ass black women these past 5 years. I am embarrassed But people say, "Oh, Tay Tay was lying." It's coming out that I wasn't lying. That because what reason do I have to lie? If I lost 16,000, do you think that I'm going to be sitting on here on YouTube lying? Why? These people are pathetic, and I feel like the larger your platform, what did the sister say? The larger your platform, mm, yep, a lot of people giving to you, and a lot of people that want. Some people want to control you if they give you money, right, Letitia? She gave me $20 and she thought she can control my life, gave me $20 here, but I guess she thought that she could buy me. I wasn't Nima Dia, boo. I didn't go to Africa unprepared, okay? But some people feel that they can buy you if they give you some money. You need to say what they say. They can try to control you. I don't understand some of our black women, and I really didn't know that they were out here until this, until YouTube. And it is disrespectful. Most people, let's say, most of the people were so ashamed they never revealed themselves. Most of the investors, and they refused to because they see what happened to me. Right? They saw Art Kathy attack me. They saw Quasi attack me. They saw Shrek attack me. But guess what? I fight in the courts because if I put my hands on someone outside of YouTube, I'm not going to lose what I have. These people are bottom of the barrel bottom feeders. These people, I don't know who they are because I don't hang with people that act like this. So, but I would love to do, I mean, what's his name? Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They all doing these boxing matches for charity. I mean, if somebody doesn't like me, that's a female, right? Because I ain't with no dudes trying to beat up on me because G already tried to do that, right? But we know that, oh, January 26th is court, 10 days. He goes to court, y'all. So, Jibby and Jai. So it's funny that they want to say Shantae's this, Shantae that, Tay Tay this, Tay Tay that. But how many times these people have been arrested? I don't have an arrest record. But how many of these YouTubers do? Do 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 de la novela. So, they were afraid because instead of these black Americans doing what's right, they went out on a smear campaign. And I mean, the sad thing is two people are dead from this whole scam. Jesus, I don't know what God is doing. I don't know what is going on, but I'm going to continue to stand and fight for justice, period. I want my day in court because I know what the detective said and how they submitted the case to prosecution. How Quasi, when he went in the bathroom and hid in the bathroom while I was talking to the detectives. Why? Because he knew what I was saying was the truth. He knew that if anybody got their hands on that audit, he is going down. He's going down. And yes, so how can someone say, well, some YouTubers said they're saying that the Gambian court said, so how can a YouTuber say the Gambian court said Art and Quasi was scamming? Well, like I said, Art left. So that's a lie. Art left in the middle of the night, right? The thing about some of these YouTubers is how many of them, including the Happy Companion, they don't want you to know where they are. They got these screens. What are y'all hiding for? What are you hiding for? When I'm in the Gambia, I walk the streets. I'm crazy enough now. You put your hands on me, I don't know what's going to happen because I got PTSD. So if you put your hands on me and something happened, then I'm going to be in prison. And that's just what it is. But it'd be self-defense because I don't go out putting my hands on people. But I would love, love, love to do some. I mean, if there's a YouTuber that has a problem with me, then I would say, okay, then let's do a celebrity boxing match, right? There's so many YouTubers. I ain't gonna say that there's so many YouTubers. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you because this is my thing. I think people that got their right minds, they understand what's going on. They can read between the lines of liars and scammers and cheaters. But I'm saying then why don't let's do a celebrity boxing match? I mean that we can the proceeds, whoever wins, the proceeds can go to the charity of their choice. The white people could do it. Why can't the black people do it? Is anyone that have a problem with me too scared to box me in charity for charity? I mean, let's do it. You have a problem with me. You hate me because you're not me. You hate me because I'm more prettier than you. That's the most ignorant shit in the world, but that's what happens. Then let's do a celebrity boxing match like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I mean, we're not going to get 2 million, but I mean, I think the subscribers, everybody's subscribers want to see that. Any female. You got a problem with me, especially in the Gambia, with all of this nonsense? Let's box for charity. Let's do it. But they're too afraid. But I would do it. Let's box for charity. Yeah, D, I know that woman that was saying that was scam. Wait, hold on. I didn't read that real ugly. Yes, D, I know that woman was scamming Tay. Why wouldn't she be upset losing that type of money? Is yes, like I'm just crazy, right? I am a little crazy, right? When you mess with my money and you mess with my car, it's gonna be a problem that we're gonna have a serious problem. But I don't go out just bothering people. But the other people were too afraid to stand up and say anything because number one, they were older. Number two, some people were I know quite a bit of people because I talk to the investors. And one is a mental health professional, and that's the person that did the audit. And he was just, his wife is a lawyer, and she told him to stay out of it. So when people talk about community, I'm like, man, F that community. It's just a bunch of lies. It's a bunch of lies. Why would you tell your husband to stay out of it and you a lawyer? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't. So when they talk about, oh, black people, we going back to Africa, we doing this, we doing that. I'm like, yeah, it's a bunch of malarkey. I won't fall for it. I feel bad that people are still going to fall for it. And once everything is done and over with, at some point in time, if I do have tours, then whatever. But I just, there's no community. It's a bunch of nonsense. But so this is the part 2 of what was sent to me, right? So this says, and I'm finna tell Brandon again, right? Because I couldn't see our Kathy's Instagram. She blocked me from everything. But this is my thing. If you didn't do anything wrong, then why are you blocking me? Anytime I say something, why are you blocking me? Because you don't want the people to know the truth. Scammers, the thing is if people stop talking about it, then 2-3 years from now, let's say this. Okay, so I was talking about it. I tried to give the courts, their space and peace and respect. I try to give them respect to not talk about certain things. But if I wasn't still talking about it, then somebody wouldn't have contacted me and said, hey, I got scammed from Lee. Have you seen this? This is crazy. So when they say, oh, you just need to stop talking, you need to do it. When you do that, these people are not, you think they're going to stop scamming? This is their job. This is their 9 to 5. How many people taxes Quasi are doing? I wonder if he still has people financial statements all over the table like he did when Miss Cynthia and Mr. Rick came to his house and they saw that. You have everybody's financial statements on the table and you got all these bumpsters and bummettes around exposing them to identity theft and fraud. Okay, so this person says, I'm not even going to try to say their name. And I'm finna tell Brandon again that you managed to delete my comment about this fraudulent GoFundMe, the fake cancer that cured itself in a month, not to mention the child you pimped for donations, but then decided to continue to be a deadbeat mother to. But that GoFundMe with his name on it is still there. Wait, what? You still mad he gave Ebony the life he promised you, so now you trying to ruin him. Lord, the scandal. Anyway, let me get back to screenshotting your shenanigans so he can see how not shit you really are. Hold up, y'all. When I saw this, I said, wait, hold on. Stop the presses. Let me put some Jesus in it. And I just read this a couple days ago because, like I told y'all, I didn't see it. I was like, "What is this?" I got on my computer. I'm looking at the email, and I'm looking at the email list, and I see pictures, and I'm like, "Wait, I didn't see that she sent me any pictures. What is this?" So this is saying, okay, so now this is posing more questions. Who got the GoFundMe money? Who got who received the GoFundMe money? The GoFundMe closed at $5,390. So, who got that money? So these big YouTubers that is pushing somebody told me that Mr. Uganda or whatever his name is was pushing Shrek. I said, has he not reviewed any of her videos? Why are you this is why I say I have no respect for many of our black people like that. We already know that our black men do not protect our black women. We saw that for myself. Who came to my rescue and I was a single black woman, but they all talking about black woman, black child, black husband, black man, black woman, black child. And I'm not talking about Bag saying that because that is something that Bag says, but I'm just talking about in general. Everybody's talking about black man, black woman, black child, Marcus Garvey, we Afro, what it is, we Pan-Africanists, we look out for black people, we do this, we do that. But what y'all didn't look out for one woman that was traveling alone. When I met Mr. Rick gave me a hug and said, "We've been waiting for you to get here." And I go through all this shit and nobody helps me. So when they say, "Oh, the black man," fuck the black man like that, as far as I'm concerned. Shout out to the real black men that are out there that actually will look out for a woman. But I'm going to tell y'all, in this society, my Latinos will help me more than my black people here. And it's that, I mean, that hurts. I can call Jaime before I can call the black man that is older than me, an elder that originally put up everything in my house. And I paid him over 200 and some odd dollars when he came in today. He was there. We were hanging out, talking and whatever. And this is what happens. But I can call Jaime and Jaime right there. Why can't we call our own black men to help us? Because they too far out here being Captain Save a Ho for the Latinos, the Asians, the white girls. It's the continental Africans now because they say, "Oh, the black women, we don't want them because they have an opinion." Of course, you want someone that is beneath you that will worship you because you have money. But do you think that this young woman like you or love you? Well, we know Gambian women will have a dude on the side in 2.5 seconds. So they getting finessed too. The dudes are getting finessed too. When people say, you know, anytime me and Yoga talk, we always have a disagreement, right? We always have a disagreement because I don't necessarily agree with what he says about black women. And yes, some of it is true, but I think sometimes men forget about what the men are doing because it's okay for them to do that. It's tricking whether you got money or not. Right? That's what T.I. says, still tricking if you got it. So for these men that go overseas, the passport bros, and they go overseas to get these younger women that could be your daughter because they don't know any better. How many men run from a grown woman because they're not ready to step up to the plate? That was Andre and Rob, both of them. Both of the two people that I showed where you didn't hear me talking, Rob killed his wife. She took care of him. She bought him a car. He had credit cards that was in her name that he could use whenever he wanted. What was he doing? He was taking them credit cards and cheating. But she kept taking care of him because she wanted her child to have a father. But is it worth having a father if the father is a piece of crap? Isn't that going to put more trauma on the child than actually something that's good? Instead of bringing someone good, "Oh, I want him to be around his real biological father." Well, if his real biological father is a piece of junk and you're a 29-year-old CEO and he won't even watch his children, Rob would drop the children off at the 24-hour daycare so he can go and hang out. He wouldn't even watch his children. He was like one of her children. And what did he do? How many of our men hate us? How many of our men are in competition with us? And I'm talking about foreigners. But these two dudes were in competition with their wives, and they were so insecure. One was broke, the other one had a great career, and both of them unalived their wife. It's just that Rob unalived his estranged wife once she got fed up with him and said, I'm done. He came to her her business and in broad daylight pulled up and pulled out and opened fire on her. And opened fire on her and her brother because of his insecurities. So I know, these big YouTubers that are males that are African Americans and they taking up for each other, they may have a problem with what I say, but I don't care because somebody needs to speak the truth. All these women are dying. All of these people are being robbed, and where are men? Oh, they out there scamming. Jesus Christ. So I don't pay these people any attention. I don't pay them. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I feel like, I'm not going to say I feel like, I know for me, it's about my integrity as a person. People say, well, they getting money. Well, hoes get money too. Pimps get money too, right? Hitler gets money too. Well, he did, right? Was it right? That's the point. Was it right? Somebody said something, and I was like, "Well, Hitler does that too." I couldn't remember what I said, what it was in regards to. But let's get back to this. So I really don't pay these big YouTubers any mind. Somebody sent me the video. I don't care. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Uganda video. I'm gonna pause it so you get my view. I'm gonna go to the transcripts and I'm gonna search for my name and I want to see what he said about me. And that's it. Because he's sitting here saying, "Oh, she died of colon cancer." How do you know, sir? How do you know? Or you going by what she said? I mean, she says she had it. This here says she doesn't have it. Then she says she has it. So which one is it? Oh, it's better to change the way somebody actually was in real life. It's better to change them after their death and put her as an angel. Nigga, then you pay me back my 16,000 then. You got like 25 channels, right? Then you pay it back. But no, people don't want to deal with truth. They don't want to deal with honesty. If there's no truth, and if there's no truth, if there's no honesty, if there's no accountability for the actions of the individuals, then there is no damn community. So when they want to talk about Africa this and Africa that, these people are just chasing that YouTube money, and the truth is not in them. And that's all I'm going to say about that. To hell with them. If they don't like what I say, then come see me then. Because I mean, we are some delusional ass black people. Let's go back to this. So yeah, y'all saw this, but it did say that the GoFundMe was a lie, and she finna tell Brandon again. Now let me just ask this. So if Brandon's name is on the GoFundMe, right, and then Ian is on there as a co-organizer, do we think that our Kathy put Brandon on there? Did he put? Because this? Okay, so let me just say, this is Brandon's girlfriend. The person told me that they were Brandon's girlfriend, right? So that opens up a whole nother can of worms. But if this is Brandon's girlfriend, and so did our Kathy really just put Brandon up there as an organizer and then as a co-organizer? I'm confused. And I want to call the girl, but I want to leave the drama alone. Why is my ear? My ear is hot. My ear is hot. Like, I want to leave the drama alone, but I want to know. She gave me a phone number. I may call her. Hey, well, who the hell is Kojo? And our Kathy was promoting some dude on the beach, right? You have a bumpster, and you think you're a bumpster, and you're not around any Americans, and you think that bumpster got you. How many people ended up dead? Veronica did. She had a bumpster, right? Named Jack. What Gambian name is Jack? He didn't give her a real name. That ninja gave her an alias. And now she's gone. And they want to say that, oh, well, she died in her sleep up against the window. What black woman is going to fall asleep up against a window that they got robbed at? See, the thing is when people don't actually know American culture, they say nonsense and it sounds stupid. Because we know, well, we wouldn't do that. So let's get back to her. Let me see. I want to go to this. Okay, let's play. All right, so let's record this.
Happy. I'm like, nah, buddy. Of course they're gonna say, oh, they're gonna blame it on the cancer. I say blame it on the alcohol. They're gonna blame it on something. And that was a good one. She was in palliative care. She was look. She said she had cancer, so that's what she passed away from. Let me tell y'all a story about this girl named Tiger Booty. In case y'all didn't hear me tell this.
Okay, now here we go. Now I'm gonna stop sharing this, and I'm gonna let her talk. And let me see. I'm gonna let her talk, and I'm gonna bring this up. Okay, so now let's do this. Now that's Tiger Booty, right? Was in Ghana for business. Now I didn't need when she said Tiger Booty, I was like, is this a black person? Because Can K Squad came on my comments and she said um something. How did she say it? Wow, I know I wasn't the only person. Now I know I wasn't the only person that's woke or something like that. And she said, thank you, right? Something she said. So, but then she said something about Tiger Booty, and I'm like, well, who the heck is Tiger Booty? So I said, let me look up Tiger Booty. Now, while I am bringing these to the stage, let me let y'all hear the story of Tiger Booty. Okay. Big Slim. First of all, y'all, I didn't even know they had strip clubs in Nigeria. Did y'all know that? Because I sure as hell didn't know. One, two, three, four. I did not know. One, two, three, four. I didn't know that they had strip clubs in Nigeria. I mean, Jesus, I didn't know. Okay, so let me play this. I don't know why they wouldn't say, why would you tell an American your sister is late? it's funny how we have to adjust um language to them, but they don't do that to us. But okay. I get bumps when I don't, when I'm not eating right. If I eat cheese, I will get bumps on my face. If I eat any dairy, that's when I get bumps on my face. When I am eating healthy, 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 joy, joy, you can see how clear my skin was, how white my teeth was when I went to hell. But then hell got on me, and we know DMX said, "Dark, hell is dark and it's hot." What did he say? Hell is dark and it's I don't know. But I went to hell in the Gambia for 5 years, and I just got out. So they were trying to open up a strip joint. Um, RH6093 said, "What type of business? Good Lord." They were trying to open up a strip joint in Ghana. Black man worship is what got Tiger Booty to go to Nigeria. Now, this was during COVID. So we know during COVID, the strip clubs was closed. So if she has the opportunity to go to Nigeria, then okay, then she can make some money at the strip clubs, right? I don't think that that was smart for a white woman to go to Nigeria. There's Nigerians that's like, I'm not going to Nigeria, right? But I feel like Black Man Worship got her there. Now someone told me that there was a YouTuber um that was in Nigeria, and they went to a strip club, and they were talking about this white girl that was getting all the money, that the dudes was giving them all the money. We know how continental Africans love white people. We know how all foreigners love, I don't want to say all foreigners, but all foreigners coming from different parts of the world, foreigners coming from different parts of the world love white people. I shouldn't say all of them because some of them don't, but a large majority love white people, whether you're from Mexico, whether they from go get you a gringo, whether you're from Pakistan. Oh, you need to go get you a white girl. That's what it is because they think if you're white, you're right. Okay. So they were talking about this white girl in a club, a strip club in Nigeria that was getting all the money from the people that were there. So the person says she thought it was Tiger Booty, right? K Squad confirmed that Tiger Booty was in Nigeria stripping, but then she decides, oh, Big Slim, oh, you can come to Ghana, girl. This was not. I don't know how much money she had before she went to Nigeria, but that money wasn't worth it, ma'am. It wasn't worth your life. So they were opening up a strip joint in Ghana at her and some guy named Big Slim. So she got the FBI to go get the body. That means that she must have they must have knew some people, right? Because regular people they're not just going to go and get the body. The FBI going to go and get the body. She must have known, her family must have known somebody. Somebody must have known somebody for the FBI to go and get her body. Okay, let me just try to see this. Let me share this.
bleed. So she ended up the calling the FBI in America and see if they can go get the body. So they end up working it out. Go get the body. She get the body back to America and she does an autopsy. The autopsy came back and said that her sister passed away from blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. That has nothing to do with COVID. So how the hell? Of course, they're gonna say no. She passed away from COVID. She passed away from COVID because that's what technically they diagnosed her with when she went in that treatment facility. But whatever happened in that treatment facility was not COVID related. I believe, just my opinion, that maybe Big Slim or one of his men was trying to have sex with her and she wasn't feeling it. And she started fighting him, he started fighting her, and he beat her to death. That's my opinion about what happened. So then,
And my opinion is maybe they saw that she got all. Y'all can't hear the video? Cut the crap. Why can't y'all hear the video? Lord Jesus. Were y'all able to hear the video before? Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so now you can. Okay, okay. All right. So you weren't able to hear the video before. That's because I didn't okay, so now I see that I have to have it in this tab. Okay, so let me see.
she didn't answer. So she got money in Nigeria answer. So that's when she passed away.
Okay.
It's just sweet. You can't fool me. You gotta wake up pretty early in the morning.
All right.
Oh, they're
So
gonna blame it on the cancer. I say
okay.
blame it on the
Okay.
alcohol. They're gonna blame it on something.
So
And
I
that was a
thought
good one. She was in palliative care. She was look. She said she had cancer, so that's what she passed away from. Let me tell y'all a story about this girl named Tiger Booty. In case y'all didn't hear me tell the story yet. So Tiger Booty's sister is scared to come out because she said that when she came out and talked about her sister's death, they threatened her. They tried to come to her house. People was calling her. The police was calling her, threatening her. They was trying to get her to come to Ghana, all types of stuff. She said it was way too much, and she do not want to talk about it. She did not want to show her face on camera. So
nope,
what
it's a
happened
killer.
was Tiger Booty is a white girl from I can put a picture up from Atlanta, Georgia. Tiger Booty went to Nigeria to meet a guy named Big Slim. In Nigeria, her and Big Slim was chilling. They was making money together. Tiger Booty is a stripper. She used to work at Blue Flames. They was partying together. She was stripping in Nigeria. He said, "Man, since we get so much money, let's go over to Ghana and open up a nice little club over there." She was like,
Okay, so you heard that, right? This was during COVID. This is what I was saying. This is during COVID. They going, the strip clubs are closed in America. So they're like, oh, let's go to Nigeria. Now I don't know how Tiger Booty met the dude in Nigeria, right? And I told y'all about the video about the YouTuber and she saw the white girl in the strip club and she making all the money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's get back to this.
all right, cool. They went over to Ghana. She got extorted in the airport. They said she tested positive for COVID. So they put her in a treatment facility. When you go in these treatment facilities, it's really dirty ass, nasty, foul ass building. It's stank, trifling, rats running around, roaches everywhere, no heat, no AC. And they'll put you in some dirty shit like that and they'll tell you got to pay $150 a night. You want to take another test, you're going to have to pay another $150 to take the test. So they was extorting like crazy, getting money. They made more money in COVID during COVID than they made in the whole fucking rebirth of this damn country. Like they made money. Okay, so they made billions of dollars, rather. But so when she gets over there to Ghana, they tell her, Okay, so she tested positive for COVID. They put her in a treatment facility. She called her sister and told her sister, "Look, they got me in a treatment facility. They said I'm sick or whatever." And her sister was like, "Are you?" And she was like, "No, I'm not. I don't feel nothing." So she talked to her sister for 2 days. The third day, her sister called. She didn't answer. So she kept calling. She didn't answer. So no answer, no answer, no answer. So she ended up getting the number to
So it seemed like she was safer in Nigeria, right? She getting money, this, that, and the third. But then she went to Ghana to open up a strip club with Big Slim. Hmm.
the hotel where the treatment facility where she was staying. She called in, and a lady answered the phone, was like, "Your sister is late." And she was like, "Late for what?" That's the terminology they use when they mean that you passed on, you have transitioned. So she was like, "Late for what?" And she was like, "Oh, she's late." So she couldn't understand the language because that language barrier. Y'all see that bump right there? That shit irritates me.
That's where
I
I was
have
talking
bumps,
about.
and then I got
That's what I was talking about when I said the bump. If I have a bump on my face is because if I eat dairy or something like that. So I thought that you all were able to hear this video.
to do a video, that dumb looking shit. So she was like, she kept saying she was late, so she didn't understand. So she put somebody else on the phone. This guy tells her that your sister has passed on. And she like, "What the hell you mean my sister passed on?" He said that she passed away. So she like, "Oh hell no." So she calling everybody, she calling FBI. What's up? Oh, so she calling FBI, she calling the police, she calling everybody. So she called back one day to the place because she was trying to get the body shipped over to America, and they wasn't listening to her. That daggone language barrier, and she couldn't get nothing done.
Gotcha.
So she ended up getting the FBI to go over there to get the call, and she was asking for her sister's belongings and what was left in the room. And he said the young boy who answered the phone said, "I don't know. A lot of stuff we had to throw away because it was blood everywhere. Most of the sheets was bloody. A lot of her bags and belongings was bloody." She said, "What you mean bloody?" He said, "It was blood all over the room. It looked like a nightmare." And she said, "Hold up. My sister passed away from COVID. COVID don't make you bleed." So she ended up the calling the FBI in America and see if they can go get the body. So they end up working it out. Go get the body. She get the body back to America, and she does an autopsy. The autopsy came back and said that her sister passed away from blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. Blunt force trauma. That has nothing to do with COVID. So how the hell? Of course, they're gonna say no. She passed away from COVID. She passed away from COVID because that's what technically they diagnosed her with when she went in that treatment facility. But whatever happened in that treatment facility was not COVID related. I believe, just my opinion, that maybe Big Slim or one of his men was trying to have sex with her and she wasn't feeling it. And she started fighting him. He started fighting. She tells the FBI, like, "Y'all gotta arrest everybody. I want everybody arrested in connection with my sister's murder." So they end up locking everybody up. They locked Big Slim up. They locked all the people in the hotel up. People was lying and covering for people. They locked everybody up. Big Slim was a billionaire. Big Slim ended up paying for everybody to get out of jail. So nobody has served time for her sister's death, and she wants justice. Justice for Tiger Booty. I don't know her real name, but that's all the name I know her by. When I was in Africa and the shit happened with me,
Okay. So let me stop sharing this. So let's get back to this. All right. Now, so you all heard the story about Tiger Booty, right? So now what I want to do is now I'm assuming that I'm not sure if how she heard the story, how Can K heard the story from the sister, but you all heard what she said, right? So now let me just show you. This was Tiger Booty. Like she said, she went to Nigeria during COVID. She had a strip club making money, but black man worship, honey, will get you killed. It can get you killed. Now, I don't know if she thought you going to Nigeria, you trust in these men. You don't know these men, but it seems like she was safer in Nigeria. But then she met Big Slim, right? And she decides, I'm going to Ghana. Now, Let's just read as to what Google has in regards to Tiger Booty. So, American Instagram model Tiger Booty, real name Julie Diane Williams, also known as Dasani Williams, was found dead in a hotel room in Accra, Ghana. Now, I noticed that K said a hotel, but then she said um, the treatment facility, right? Or Kathy was in a treatment facility as well, right? Okay. Um, so was Anja Africa. In December 2021, the cause of death was not definitively confirmed publicly, though fentanyl overdose was speculated. Hold up. Was fentanyl popping in 2021? Okay, let me just keep going. Details of the case. Arrival in Ghana. Tiger Booty arrived in Ghana on December 3rd, 2021, after a stopover in Nigeria, right? So I don't know how long she was in Nigeria. She initially tested positive for COVID-19 and was taken to an isolation center at the Ave Maria Hotel. So it's the Ave Maria Hotel. Location of death. She was later picked up by alleged friends and moved to the Ray Porsche Hotel in Abelemke, Accra, where she was found dead in her room on December 14th, 2021. Now, K Squad didn't say anything about she being moved, right? Um, but I wanted you all to hear, I think, excuse me, K Squad is a great storyteller, right? I was hooked. I was in that conversation, in that video, like, oh my God, which made me look it up. I was like, I need to do, because they hated her to death. They hated her to death. Now, K Squad said that she thinks that Big Slim, the friend, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I think that they knew she came from Nigeria and they killed her for her money. This is why I keep saying, what happened? Did Art Kathy ever receive the $5,390? Because Shekinah Chinedu was brutally unalive with a sledgehammer and thrown in the well from what? 1,000 pounds. Her worker wanted her 1,000 pounds. Now, if they're saying she made billions of dollars, if they're saying that Tiger Booty made billions of dollars, what is it? Billions of dollars in is billions of dollars in, Nigerian money. But if she made all this money, where was her money? Where was her money? Because they weren't giving her US dollars, right? They throwing their bills. So she had to transfer the money over into something. Or did she go to Ghana with Nigerian dollars? Either way, these ninjas knew that you had money. Now, Slim is a billionaire, right? From what she's saying, Big Slim is a billionaire. Why would he take her money? I mean, I met someone that is one of the wealthiest people. Their brother was one of the wealthiest people in the Gambia. And I mean, my interaction with her was she was just trying to get my money. Do we think that rich, wealthy people don't still try to take money? They still try to take money. They still want money. So it says she was later picked up by alleged friends and moved to the Ray Porsche Hotel. Well, that's where she was found dead in her room on December 14th. So this was 11 days later. Now, what's crazy is they talk about COVID and stuff like that. Only less than 20 people. It was a very small amount of people that died in the Gambia. We were walking around the Gambia without masks. The only time we had to put on masks is when we walked into a business, the restaurant, a supermarket, the bank. We had to wear a mask. But other than that, nobody was masked up unless you wanted to. No one had masks on when they were in the market with all those people in there. No. So me personally, I don't necessarily believe what Google is saying. So it says the investigation and arrest. Ghanaian police launched an investigation into the mysterious circumstances surrounding her death and arrested 5 people in connection. Okay, let me pull up the next one. 5 people in connection surrounding her death. 5 people in connection with the case, including the hotel's owner, Bright Udiagbe. Hold on. I didn't know he was the hotel owner. So they transferred her from one hotel, the Ave Maria Hotel, She was taken to isolation, and then her alleged friends moved her to another hotel, which was owned by Big Slim. Wow. And several of his employees. So those are the people that K&K SWAT said that was arrested in connection with the case. But that was his hotel. You remember what happened to her in the hotel? These people will lie. They will lie for small money. This is why I feel bad for continental Africans that are not about the shady, scamming, lying life, because they are stuck in this. They're stuck. What can they do? Is nothing that, what is this? Is nothing that they can do to get out of the country. So they're stuck in this. Of course, they're going to lie for their fellow countrymen until everybody's arrested. Okay, so the family of the deceased requested that an autopsy be done in the United States, expressing distrust in local health officials. Okay, I guess she was the right color for protection, boy. She was the right color for protection, because they didn't do nothing for me, but I guess I didn't end up dead. They really don't do anything until you end up dead. Okay, so it says court proceedings. Wait, I want to pull up. Let me just pull this up. Okay, hold on. It's called Ghana Web, Ghanaian businessman. Okay, so let me see if I could put it up. Let me see. This is the article. I want to pull this up because he was cleared of all charges. He was cleared. Businessman cleared. Mobile Ghana Web, businessman cleared. Okay, Ghana Web, businessman cleared of death of Tiger Booty. I don't know if that's gonna come up. Big Slim. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Here's the article. Okay, so let me just go back to this. So it states that the suspect was provisionally charged with conspiracy to commit murder and murder in June of 2023 after nearly 2 years of legal proceedings. Most cases take 2 years to go to trial, unless it seemed like that is the like the waiting list. Or I don't want to say the waiting list, but that's the time frame. It's like 2 years. Most cases go to court in 2 years or maybe one. So unless it's a high profile. In June 2023, after nearly 2 years of legal proceedings, a court in Accra dismissed the case against Bright Udijiba, declaring him innocent of the charges. Okay, so let me see. I think this is the article. Okay. let me pull up the article. Let me pull up the screen. Let me pull up the screen instead of using that. Okay, so this is Big Slim. Big Slim has been cleared of all charges related to the death of Tiger Booty. This is Big Slim. But unfortunately, my whole thing is like, oh well, he's smiling. Well, the Gambias be smiling too, and they will destroy your damn life. So I mean, if people don't realize that some of these people are diabolically wicked, they better recognize. Well, what the hell happened to the article? Block. Where's the article? Read article. There we go. Okay. That's stupid. Okay, after close to 2 years of an intense legal battle, the Kanishi District Court 1 has ruled that the chief executive officer of Silver Fox Entertainment Limited, Big Slim, is innocent of the charges of murder leveled against him. Big Slim was standing trial over the murder charges brought against him over the mysterious death of an American citizen, Tiger Booty, in December of 2020. I thought that was 2021. Okay. The popular American Instagram model was in Ghana on the invitation of Big Slim to help him open his Silver Fox Ghana club, but was reported to have suddenly died under very mysterious circumstances in her hotel room. But after satisfying all the requirements of the court, both from the American and Ghanaian side, the Accra court on Thursday, June 8, 2023, dismissed the case entirely, declaring that the Silver Fox boss had no links of connection to the death of his former employee. Speaking for the first time since the case broke, and exclusively to Ghana Web, Big Slim said that he always stated his innocence. in this case? Well, the people that robbed me said that too. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. And his evidence was right there. He stressed that his silence all this while was because of his conviction that he was innocent and that he wanted the natural course of justice to prevail. Today is a very fantastic day. We went to court this morning, Thursday, in reference to the false allegations of murder in 2020 for a young lady that I brought to Ghana, Tiger Booty, one of my staff back then. She was his staff. Unfortunately, she met her demise in Ghana, which is very sad. We hope that one day the people responsible for such a heinous crime will be brought to justice. But today I went to court with my co-defendant Susie, and all charges against myself and my co-defendant were thrown out and were found not to have any connection to the case whatsoever, even though she was in your hotel. While expressing his immense joy at this vindication, Big Slim prayed that the family of the late Tiger will also find some closure in all this. He further described the incident as an unfortunate one, especially because she came to Ghana just because of him. He further described the incident as an unfortunate one, especially because she came to Ghana just because of him. It's a fantastic day for me and my family. We still pray for Tiger Booty and her family. May her soul rest in peace. So I want to get down to the part of his mother stood beside him. These parents would stand beside their children knowing that their children killed someone, and they would still say, nah, nah. Okay, so look, thank all his supporters. They know his character, know him as a human being. He was just, I don't know, corroborating the story for for Big Slim from both American and Ghanaian side. They had each concluded that, okay, so this is what it is. Corroborating the story, lawyer for Big Slim, Roberta Capsica, whatever her name is, who also spoke with Ghana Web, said that it was satisfying that from both the American and Ghanaian sides, each concluded that there was no trace of malice from his client's involvement in the case. So I want to be able to track down what K&K Squad said about the autopsy, because if there was blunt force trauma, then that shows that she was murdered, right? So it says sometime in December 2020, Big Slim, the CEO of Silver Fox Entertainment Limited, was arrested, subsequently charged with murder of an American citizen with 5 others. In January of 2021, he was granted bail. They always granted bail for people that kill people. Big Slim said he always denied any knowledge of the fact that led to the death of the said American citizen. After 1.5 years of vigorous investigations by both the American and the Ghanaian investigators, the prosecution today, the 8th of June, 2023, informed the court to discharge him because they did not have any evidence that linked Big Slim to the death of the said American citizen. See, Shrek, that's how you read out loud and fast. So, yeah, he was found not guilty. The court subsequently discharged him and struck the case against him off the records of the court. We thank God that he has been vindicated. Ghana Web said. So I don't know. People aren't really held accountable for their actions. People really aren't held accountable for their actions. So there's pretty much no accountability. So this is it. Yeah, this is. I just did some screenshotting of that article. So I would love to read something about the autopsy, because if the autopsy states that she was unalive, that the autopsy showed blunt force trauma, then if that actually showed blunt force trauma, then that means that I think the case would have went a different way. So I would love, K&K Squad did say that that's what happened, but I would really love to know if that is what actually happened, right? Where did she get that information from, as far as the American, the Americans doing an autopsy on this side? And if it actually showed blunt force trauma, then I feel like that should have been said in the courts, right? Yes, I do believe that people can be paid off. We know that Africa is corrupt, and I'm not talking about the rapper, right? We know it's super corrupt, but I am sure he done paid them off. I agree. But I was really surprised that I did not hear about the blunt force trauma, because if no one dies from COVID with blunt force trauma unless they're taking it and banging their head upside. That's not normal, right? So I do believe that I believe people were murdered. I believe, and until I talk to Whenever I do talk to the woman that told me to call her, I just don't want people to have my phone number. But whenever I do call her, then maybe she'll tell me exactly what actually happened, right? But if Art Kathy was connected to a bumpster in Ghana, then we already know how she met her demise. If K&K Squad said that she was scamming, do you think that the person right beside her, because Art Kathy didn't drive, right? So you know that she attached herself to some type of dude to get her around, for her to eat, for this, that, and the third. Or Kathy talked about how slim she was. Well, if you scamming, Phoenix is walking around slim because you ain't got no money to feed yourself. You don't have any money to feed yourself. So of course people are slim, just like the continental African girls. Oh, they're fat Americans. Y'all skinny because you don't have any food. You're skinny because you don't have. It's not because you work out, boo. It's because you don't have a car and you're walking. That's why you're skinny. But when you have a baby, then you have to actively get that weight off, don't you? How many Gambian women we see have a baby and then they bigger than all wide outside, right? Yeah, people will say anything, but thank you for joining me, you guys. I'm so sorry that this was a hot ass mess video, but this is the first time I use StreamYard in a minute. But you heard it here first. Well, you ain't hear it here first. If you saw K&K Squad video, then you heard her say that our Kathy was scamming. So for all of these people that want to sit here and put a halo over her head, shame on you. That YouTube money is good, that you don't choose to tell the truth, right? It's better to just, well, let me just say everything is good, 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 because people want to live in a delusional world. But no, we know that our Kathy was scamming. And because she has died, someone said that someone is doing a GoFundMe to try to bring her body, to get her body buried in Ghana, because the family does not have enough money to bring her back to America. So I'm like, wait, hold up. So where's her GoFundMe money? Where's the money? I know people sent her money through Zelle. So where is that money? Did her bumpster take it? Who paid for Anja Africa's funeral? Where are all these people that Art Kathy helped repatriate to Ghana? None of those people are so thankful enough to offer money to what is going on here? Well, you have a child and you don't have life insurance? Let me close with that. I hope that everyone is listening to my voice at this sound and at this time, right? That you do have life insurance. Because if you are married, you have a child, you have grandchildren, if people in your family depend on your paycheck, it's called financial planning, and you need life insurance. Because if our Kathy would have had life insurance, I don't know, well, it would have paid out. They would have just had to send the money. But this is what happens with scammers. They think the money is never going to stop. And it's unfortunate that she lost her life. But I personally think that it was, I personally think that it was foul play. That's my personal opinion, and I have a right to my opinion. Because if she says she didn't have cancer, and you heard K&K Squad say that she contacted her in August of last year, and Art Kathy says she was no longer dealing with that. So what happened? If you actually got the GoFundMe money, then maybe you should have came back to America to get the help. But no, we were insulted, because we pay $10,000 a month in expenses. I don't know who pays that much money in expenses. Listen to the sound of my voice. I don't think anyone, right? But I could be wrong. But what happened to the money? And that's the problem. You surround yourself with a broke person, and your life can be taken away from you. You surround yourself with a wealthy person like Tiger Booty did, and your life can be taken away from you. It's unfortunate that we have to say that we have to We have to we have to keep our eyes open no matter if we're dealing with a foreigner. Nobody really wants to say that. But if you're over in Africa, we are dealing with people that believe in juju more than they believe in God. The Middle Eastern people came and gave the Gambians this Middle Eastern Allah or prophet Muhammad, right? But what about greetings, Gail? We about to go. How you doing? But what about dang, I forgot what I was saying. They gave them this Middle Eastern, they gave them this Middle Eastern prophet, right? But in reality, in the Gambia and in Cuba, they believe in black magic more than the religion. In Cuba, it's the what is it? The sun, oh, what is it called? Santaria. If any of y'all ever watched Queen of the South on Netflix, Jesus, I love that show. It was on USA, but it was the Santaria, right? That is their black magic That is Cuba's version of black magic. It's called the Santaria. Now, you go to any country in Africa and you're going to see these people where the men have on these rings and it's raised. That's because there is some juju. It's juju, but it's called protection. They use it as protection. You ever see the men with the things around their waist and it never comes off? It's like you want protection for your child, but then you're teaching your child juju from gate, and then you're teaching them to pray 5 times out of the day and then be a Muslim. What this is a serious contradiction, because in the Bible it says God is a jealous God. He doesn't want anybody else above him. You think, what does Allah say? What does the Quran say? Probably the same thing. Good night, RH. Have a great weekend. So it's unfortunate that these people have lost their lives. That Tiger Booty has lost her life. That Janae Harvison has lost her life, and that Andreen Nicole lost her life. McDonald, behind their spouse or them being hated by their spouse or their business partner. So thank you for joining me on Friday Night Frights. They hate you to death. May every last person that I talked about this evening rest in peace, including our Kathy scamming ass. See y'all next time.